Hello everyone, happy Tuesday afternoon. Welcome back to KXAN Live. I'm Esmeralda Zamora and today we are jumping back in with our Nick's first warning weather. Today we have our KXAN meteorologist Nick Bannin with us. Nick, thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
Esme, good to be here. You know, I think everyone, for the vast majority of us here in Central Texas, just smiles around now that we've got rain, we've got cooler temperatures, and we're out of the triple digits for now, it seems.
Yes, I was so happy to see that rain this morning. It was amazing to have just a little bit of a fresh breeze in the morning.
No kidding.
So let's jump into it. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, so we're talking about the heat and whether we are done with triple-digit days this year. So first of all, I want to recap. The hottest stretch of our year is now behind us. We had 12 triple-digit days in a row, both during that period from August 12th through the 23rd. Our second longest period of consecutive triple-digit heat this year was June 27th through July 5th. If you remember last year, and of course many of us trying to forget last year, we had 45 days in a row of 100 plus temperatures in Austin. So if our longest stretch of triple digits this year was just 12 days, we can count ourselves lucky compared to last year. Look at the temperatures as we summarize what has happened in August. There were all those triple digits, and the blue box is getting covered up a little bit at the bottom left of your screen, but that's the cooler temperatures that we're enjoying now. So the question is, are we done with triple digit heat here this year? And for that, let's dig into a little climatology and history as far as the history of triple digits in Austin. So for that, we look back at our 30-year averages, 1991 to 2020, to figure out the average first triple-digit day, average number of triple-digit days, as well as our average last triple-digit day. And our average first triple-digit day is July 4th. But this year, we got our first triple-digit day about a week early on June 27th. Typically, we get 29 triple-digit days every year, and this year, so far, we've had 30. Last year had 80, and our average final triple-digit day during that 30-year period, the average was August 30th, which is only, by my math, 3 days away from now. So if all averages were the way that our weather went, then this Friday would be our last triple-digit day of the year. Of course, average is not always how it works out to be, so we've been looking back and forth as to whether we may have had our last triple-digit day of the year. And it's certainly possible that we've had. However, look at this. The last 5 years, our final triple-digit day, 4 of the last 5 years happened in September, and 3 of the last 5 years happened in late September. So that would mean that we potentially could still be looking at more triple-digit heat here over the next 3 or 4 weeks, although we're not seeing it in at least our early term forecasts. And believe it or not, Esme, we have had triple-digit heat in Austin history twice in October, as late as October. Wouldn't that be terrible? You know, as far as history speaks, certainly we could have later triple-digit days than what we've had here so far, but a lot of signs are pointing in our favor.
Yeah, and although summer is not over yet, we should not be anticipating that those really hot days are going to be gone.
Yes, right? So it's sort of a thinking one way, but remembering that Austin heat can sometimes surprise us. Our high temperature forecast for the next week is at or below average. 96 is average this time of year. And remember, we're losing about a minute and a half of daylight every day this time of year. We're getting further away from what is usually the hottest time of year. We're getting further away from the longest days. And history from that perspective and the way that our days are getting shorter, nights are getting longer, that works in our favor. And then we look at the extended forecast here too, and we're only leaning warmer slightly here during that September 4th through 10th period. Most of Central Texas is in that near normal period. Near normal would mean low to mid 90s during that first and then second week of September. So Esme, in the blog that I wrote earlier this morning, I dug into some of the nitty-gritty details about what we're thinking as far as triple digits is concerned. And if we're leaning one way or another, I would say that we're more than likely done with triple digit heat this year. We're looking at a lot of our longer term computer models that go through mid-September, and we're not seeing any sign of temperatures even getting into the upper 90s to near 100 again. There can be those random sporadic days where a cold front to the north of us can help to boost our temperatures here locally before the front gets here. We can also deal with a downsloping westward wind that can surprise us sometimes and push our temperatures up. But the way that things are looking for now, and we're cautiously optimistic that this is true, is that we may be done with triple digits here this year. There's certainly been times that we've had later 100-degree days, but this year may not be one of them.
So what does this mean for our winter?
Well, it's too early to relate where these triple digits would mean as far as our winter forecast is concerned. I know you and I spoke just a few weeks ago about La Nina on the way here for this winter, which usually means warmer and drier winters, which is not exactly what we want around here. We want wetter winters here in Central Texas, and that doesn't look to be the case here this year. So the ending of triple digits a little early, as we're forecasting it now, would have no impact on the winter forecast. It would just be a shorter term pattern change that we're enjoying with this mid-level low overhead now, bringing us the rain chances and then more opportunities for wet weather this weekend, possibly impacting your Labor Day forecast. That's certainly going to help to wet the ground, and the wetter ground is usually slower to heat up, which may also help to keep our temperatures under the triple-digit mark. So there's a lot pointing in our favor to keep the triple-digit heat away for the rest of the year. Never say never until we get into October, but the way things look for now, we're not seeing any signs of 100-degree temperatures or hotter coming back, at least to Austin.
And this weekend is our first UT home game, so are we going to be able to expect some rain chances on that day?
Yeah, so both days of the weekend, of course, it's not just UT's first game, but we've also got Labor Day on Monday. It's a 3-day weekend for many people. And all days of our upcoming holiday weekend have rain chances. Those chances about 40-50% for Saturday, 60% for Sunday and Monday. So we'll be watching out for that. And of course, for the latest weather coverage, we've got you on KXAN starting at 4 today.
Perfect. And before we wrap up, I want to show some of our viewer photos submitted yesterday. This one was in Giddings. It's a beautiful rainbow after that rain.
I'd say a double rainbow there.
Yeah, double rainbow.
Don't forget that second rainbow up top there.
And then that second one was out of Austin from Kevin Lonesith. Pretty clouds, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And a good reminder that anytime it rains, anytime you've got great weather photos to share, or of course news items as well, you could send them to us at reportit@kxan.com, and then just look for a quick form that will have you sign, allowing us to use these photos during our KXAN Lives, kxan.com, also on our social channels and on TV too. So make sure you look out for that follow-up email from us.
And before we wrap things up, we have a question from one of our Facebook viewers for you.
Okay.
It's from Bobby Garcia, and he says, when can we expect average highs in the 80s to start?
Average highs in the 80s don't usually arrive here until later in September and into October. September is usually still a warmer than a warm month for us, where our averages are still in the 90s, low to mid 90s at the beginning of the month. But come late September, early October, those average temperatures start to drop into the 80s again. And before you'll know it, we'll be talking about our first cold front of the upcoming season. Hopefully, as we head through the month of October, to really knock those temperatures down some. So much to look forward to. It looks like we're over the worst of it.
Yes, exciting. Can't wait for those cold fronts. Same. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we wrap things up?
That about does it. Of course, we're talking about the rain and the, for now, cooler than average temperatures on KXAN News starting at 4, and of course on KXAN.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you here. Can't wait for next week.
Yeah, we'll be right back here next week if all goes according to plan.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for watching. That's it. That's all we have for Nick's First Warning Weather. Remember, we will be back tomorrow starting at 9:30 with our KXAN live streams, and we would love to see you there. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Esmeralda Zamora.